Let's talk about offering memorandums.
What is an offering memorandum for? It's a document which enables you to satisfy the requirements of securities laws, and that's to provide full, true, plain disclosure. And an offering memorandum is basically to put you in a position where you are able to document all of the material information that's needed to know by an investor so that the investor can make a reasoned decision with respect to the investment. It's good for the investor, and it's good for you, the business person. It's good for you, the business person, is because it really limits the representations, the promises that you're making to this investor to the four corners of the document. We see on a regular basis these documents that at first blush, if they're trying to sell pie in the sky and they're very promotional, they're not serving anybody any good reason, because at the end of the day, that's problematic. It's a disclosure document. There's certain examples. You start from a prospectus, and that's basically your full-blown disclosure document. But at the end of the day, even if you're selling to a close circle, you still owe it to those people to reduce to writing all the material information about your company.
And that means all the material risks. That's just exactly where I was going.
Therewith.
And no matter how far out you think the risk is, and no matter how much you believe that really isn't a risk, disclose it. When in doubt, disclose it.
I think that's probably the most important aspect for the business person to work into a disclosure document. An honest disclosure of all of the things that could go wrong with this business, the weakness in the industry, and perhaps the experience and maybe lack of experience of certain people within the organization. Painful process, not a lot of fun,
no.
But at the end of the day, something that is going to provide comfort for both the person who's selling an interest in the company and the person who's buying.
Frankly, and I just tell you that when you're going to raise money into a troubled enterprise, credibility is always an issue anyway, because you were troubled to begin with. The more you disclose, it's kind of a way of being cathartic in the sense that you're really laying it all out there. It also buys back the credibility you may have lost in making the mistakes that got you in a situation where you weren't doing as well, and showing that you understand your problems so that you can fix them going forward.
It's an art and it's a science, and people have to understand, meaning business people, and you shouldn't wait till you're really in trouble, because sometimes when you're really in trouble, I really can't help you. But if you can really see the trends, and every business should have that trend line, how sales going, you kind of know when you're having problems.
You don't want to be all the way on fumes yet. You want to know that you could be on fumes.
There's got to be a heartbeat in there somewhere. So,
and that, by the way, is part of viability assessment, which we'll talk about in other webcasts, and determining if there's really something to say.